Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this explosive breakdown of one of the most shocking moments in British daytime television history. Today, we're diving deep into the unbelievable drama that unfolded on the set of Lorraine, the beloved morning show hosted by the ever-effervescent Lorraine Kelly. Picture this. It's a crisp autumn morning in September 2025. The studio lights are beaming brightly, the audience is buzzing with anticipation, and in walks Rowan Atkinson, the man behind the eternal awkwardness of Mr. Bean and the sharp-witted Blackadder. At 70 years old, Atkinson is no stranger to the spotlight, but this appearance was meant to be a light-hearted chat about his latest Netflix venture, the hilarious yet chaotic Man vs. Baby, where he reprises his bumbling everyman role as a hapless school caretaker turned reluctant babysitter. The series, penned by Atkinson himself alongside Will Davies, promises 4 episodes of slapstick genius, with executive producers Chris Clark and Kate Fasulo at the helm, directed by David Kerr under House Sitter Productions. Fans were thrilled. After all, who doesn't love seeing Atkinson trip over his own feet while dodging toddler tantrums? But as the cameras rolled and the theme music faded, what started as a cozy interview quickly escalated into a verbal battlefield, leaving viewers stunned and social media ablaze. Lorraine Kelly, Scotland's queen of morning telly with over 3 decades under her belt, kicked off the segment with her trademark warmth, gushing over Atkinson's enduring appeal and how Man vs. Baby captures the absurdity of modern parenthood in a high-tech world gone mad. Atkinson, dressed in an impeccably tailored tweed jacket that screamed British eccentricity, flashed his signature shy smile, nodding along as the audience applauded. Let's rewind to the heart of the matter, that electrifying exchange which turned a routine promo spot into tabloid gold. The interview had been humming along for a good 10 minutes, with Atkinson regaling the crowd with tales from the Man vs. Baby set. How a scene involving a flock of escaped parakeets required an entire day of reshoots, feathers flying everywhere, and how co-star young actor Finlay Glasgow, playing the diabolical toddler, improvised a tantrum so authentic it brought the crew to tears of laughter. Lorraine, perched on her signature colorful sofa, leaned in with that infectious Scottish lilt, her red blouse popping against the pastel set, and steered the conversation toward Atkinson's broader legacy. "Rowan, you've made awkwardness an art form," she quipped. "From Bean's disastrous dates to Blackadder's biting sarcasm, do you ever tire of being the king of comedy?" His response was vintage Atkinson. A self-deprecating chuckle, admitting that awkwardness was less a choice and more a persistent shadow from his childhood days at Durham Cathedral School, where he found solace in mimicry and masks. The warmth was palpable, the audience hanging on every understated punchline, but Lorraine, sensing the need to inject some edge for the 9 a.m. slot's ratings, decided to broach the elephant in the garage, or rather, the silent one. It began innocently enough. "Now, Rowan, your thoughts on electric vehicles have caused quite the stir. With climate change knocking at the door and your new show touching on sustainable living through its smart home mishaps, has the great Mr. Bean reconsidered zipping around in something that doesn't roar like a lion?" The studio fell into a hush, broken only by a smattering of giggles from those in the know. Atkinson's face, usually a canvas for comedic contortions, hardened into a mask of quiet fury. As the dust settled, or rather, as the viral storm raged, the immediate aftermath painted a vivid picture of television's high-wire act gone awry. Back in the studio, post-commercial, Lorraine Kelly faced the unenviable task of salvaging the segment, her voice cracking slightly as she addressed the camera with forced levity. "Well, folks, that was certainly passionate. Rowan's always been one for straight talk, hasn't he? Let's pivot to our weather update with Angela. Sunny spells ahead, thank goodness." But the elephant, or silent EV, had well and truly stampeded through the room. Off-air, chaos reigned. Atkinson's publicist, a no-nonsense fixture named Elena Hargrove, was already fielding calls from BBC execs worried about cross-network fallout, while Lorraine's team huddled in the makeup room, debating whether to issue a preemptive apology or frame it as authentic TV magic. Meanwhile, across London in a discreet Notting Hill cafe, Atkinson nursed a black coffee, his phone vibrating incessantly with messages from co-writer Will Davies, who texted, "Mate, that was pure Blackadder, brilliant, But did you have to torch the bridge? The clip, bootlegged by a sharp-eyed viewer and uploaded within minutes, amassed 2.3 million views on YouTube by lunchtime, spawning reaction videos from everyone from comedy podcasters to motoring influencers. Social media dissected every angle. Fans defended Atkinson as a truth-teller in a spin-doctor world, praising his eloquence on road safety, a topic close to his heart after a near-miss cycle accident in 2022, while critics lambasted him as humorless and out of touch, pointing to his £15 million Oxfordshire estate's rumored hybrid fleet as hypocritical. Delving deeper into the anatomy of the argument reveals a tapestry woven from personal convictions, professional pressures, and the peculiar alchemy of live TV. At its core, Atkinson's EV aversion isn't mere curmudgeonly whimsy. It's rooted in a profound philosophy of sensory awareness, articulated in his 2023 essay for The Telegraph, where he likened silent cars to urban predators, stripping the streets of their symphony. A lifelong petrolhead with a collection boasting a 1960s Aston Martin DB5 and a restored 1930s Bentley, he's long championed the auditory heritage of motoring, even donating to heritage vehicle trusts. This stance clashed spectacularly with Lorraine's pivot, which, while lighthearted on surface, carried the subtext of ITV's greenwashing agenda. The network's recent Eco Morning initiative pushing sustainable segments to appease advertisers like eco-brand Octopus Energy. Kelly, a patron of environmental charities including the Scottish Wildlife Trust, saw it as harmless synergy. Atkinson perceived it as ambush journalism masked as jest. Eyewitness accounts from the studio crew, later leaked to The Sun, described the escalation in visceral detail. Atkinson's knuckles whitening on the sofa arm, his usually immobile bean-esque stare locking onto Lorraine with laser focus, the air thickening as her follow-up quip about Blackadder going green, elicited a sharp intake of breath from the audience. It's not about color, it's about cacophony. The roar that says, "I'm here," he interjected, his Oxford baritone slicing through the chatter. What ensued was a 45-second torrent. Atkinson railing against the Nanny States Whisper campaign, evoking ghosts of road fatalities where EV stealth factored in 12% of urban incidents per recent DFT stats, while Lorraine countered with stats of her own. But Rowan, emissions killed 40,000 last year. Isn't silence a small price? The exchange crackled with intellectual fire, but the personal barbs sealed the schism. The broader implications of this televised tempest ripple far beyond the studio walls, reshaping conversations on celebrity autonomy, media mores, and the motoring world's murmurs. In the week following the walkout, Atkinson's Man vs. Baby saw an ironic surge in pre-orders, up 28% on Netflix, per Samba TV metrics, as curiosity seekers flocked to witness the man who'd mastered mishaps in motion. Promoters scrambled to recast the promo tour sans talk shows, opting for podcasts like The Rest is Entertainment, where Richard Osman gently ribbed him, "Rowan, next time, bring a silent car to make your exit greener." Atkinson, thawing in the controlled chaos of audio only, elaborated on his manifesto, advocating for hybrid harmony. Audible alerts on EVs without ditching the drive for decarbonization, a nuance lost in the live fray. Lorraine Kelly, ever the Phoenix, leveraged the drama into discourse. Her show dedicated an hour to celeb storms. When Banter Bites Back, featuring panelists from Dawn French to Jeremy Clarkson, who quipped, "Rowan's right, EVs are like nuns in a library. Sneaky as sin." Ratings soared, but so did scrutiny. Ofcom logged 450 complaints, split evenly between insensitive probing and abrupt guest, ultimately deeming it spirited but not slanderous. Socially, the saga spotlighted generational gulfs, Gen Z TikTokers memeing being revving away from boomer banter, while boomers on Facebook rallied with petitions for Loud Roads Now, garnering 15,000 signatures. Atkinson's cachet as the reclusive genius burnished brighter. His 1981 Durham University thesis on physical comedy, long dusty in archives, resurfaced as pundits pondered if his Bean persona masked a Baldwin-esque bluntness.